What's up, guys? It's your boy Jai, and today I was just making a little video for you guys going over how we can read and analyze these Forex charts. So in my previous video, we got a chance to talk about exchange rates and how we make money from these exchange rates. So in this video, I'm gonna just teach y'all how to actually read the charts and see what's going on so you can actually make some money. It's really important for us to understand how to read Forex charts because that's really what's going to make you money at the end of the day. The lines that you guys see in those charts, those lines are called candlesticks. In this video, you're going to learn what candlesticks are, how to read the candlesticks, and you'll learn to understand how these candlesticks are formed, right? So you guys know I love these little slide presentations, so y'all know I have to put together a slide presentation. So without further ado, we're about to get started. Remember, guys, like the video. Leave a comment asking any questions. I'll be answering all of you guys' questions. Subscribe to the page. I'm making a lot of more content just teaching you guys about what's going on. Let's get started. Alright, guys, welcome to the presentation. This presentation will be covering candlesticks for beginners. This is a part 1 series. There will be a part 2, but today we're just going to be covering candlesticks so you guys can understand what they are, how they're formed, and how to read them, basically. So the first question you may have about candlesticks is, what is a candlestick? So a candlestick is used to physically track the change in exchange rate prices, or the exchange rates. You remember in our last video, that last video I made, we talked about exchange rates and that they go up and they go down, right? So a candlestick is made up of 2 sections, the bodies and the wicks. So in this next slide, we're going to go over how is a candlestick formed. So throughout the day, these candlesticks are formed according to the exchange rate prices. So when the exchange rate prices is going down, a red colored candlestick will begin to form on a chart. And when the exchange rate is going up, a green colored candlestick will begin to form on the chart, right? So that's why we have these green candles. That means that the exchange rate went up right there. And right here, this is when the exchange rate went down. We had a lot of green candles. That means the exchange rate went up some more. So these candlesticks are kind of mashed together to give you that bigger line that you guys see. So how do you read these candlesticks, right? So there's like I said, there's 2 sections of a candlestick. We have the bodies of the candles, and then we have the wicks. So the body of a candle, it shows us 2 things, right? It shows us the opening and the closing price of that candle. And the body of the candle will always be formed between the 2 points. So you have an open and you have a close, right? So in this next video, we're going to talk about how to see those opens because they're based off a time frame. Like you have different time frames for different candles. So in that next video, we're going to talk about that. So, and then we have the wicks. The wicks show us 2 things. The wicks show us the high and the low of that candlestick, right? So if a wick was to, well, if a body was to come down here and then come back up, this is how this wick was formed. The wicks basically show us where the price has traveled. In this next slide, or this next presentation, I'm gonna just show y'all on the charts how to actually see this. We're gonna start actually putting it together so it can make a little bit more sense. All right, y'all. So right here we're on a Forex chart. This is GBP USD. We haven't touched currency pairs yet, and which currency pairs to be on, but that's, like I said, that's for later videos. Today I'm just showing y'all this these candlesticks on this chart. So if you look at these charts, like you'll see, like they have different way of showing these lines. So they have the lines, the actual lines, right? They have the actual lines, but then in Forex, we typically want to keep these candlesticks, right? Because the candlesticks are a lot way easier way of seeing those lines form, right? So right here we have green candles in this section right here. Let me zoom in so y'all can see it. So we have green candles right here, right? So remember I told you those green candles like they basically show you that the exchange rates went up at that time, right? And then after that, we have red candlesticks right here. So it's important to understand, just because an exchange rate line is going up doesn't mean that the candlestick is going up, right? Because prices typically like to fluctuate up and down, right? So we don't necessarily always get a push up, like a buy up, or we don't always get exchange rate prices going up with green candles, because like I said, they like to fluctuate. So one minute they'll give you green candles, and then the next minute they'll give you red candles. Next minute they give you a little bit of green, and then that next minute they give you a lot of bit of reds, right? So this is, when you mash up these prices, they typically give you these movements right here, right? So remember this wick right here, that means that this price right here, it traveled all the way down, price traveled all the way down, and then it came back up right here, right? So the wicks, they show you where the price has reached, and then the body of the candles, the open and the close. So right here, this would be the opening of this candle, and then this would be the close, right? Because this is a green candle, so whenever the exchange rates prices go up, they give you green, and when they go down, they give you red. So right here, in this section right here, this little top of this candle right here, this body, the price opened right here, and then it came down and it closed right here. It probably came down here to where this wick is, but then it closed off right here, and then we formed this next candle. So this just happens every single day throughout the weekdays. So that's this part one, was to just show you guys how to actually see these candlesticks on the charts. And remember, in that next part two video, we'll start to go over how to actually see the prices go up and down, right? So yeah, hopefully now y'all understand what's going on with these Forex candlesticks and how they form the lines that you see on the charts. And remember, this is the part one video. Make sure you guys stick around for part two. I'll be teaching you guys how and when these candlesticks are being formed. Just make sure you guys stick around. Make sure you like the page, comment on the video, you know, just asking me any questions. I'll be hitting you guys up. Make sure you subscribe. It's your boy Jai, and I am out.